Good morning, everybody. Jody Brozick here of Winter Warriors Live with head coach Dan Aaker of your Winter Warriors. Dan, last week an impressive victory, 24-12 over the Valentine Badgers. Got to tell you real quick, I think you saw your continued development and contributions from the youth, but am I accurate in saying this one was for the seniors?
Yeah, I mean, you never want to put like pressures on your guys, but we also talked about a lot of our seniors' leadership. That's how our team's going to move forward, and they were well aware of a winning streak we had there. But you know, I don't know if we really focus so much on we really don't focus on things like that. But really, knowing it was a really good team coming in, and what we had to do, I think, preparation-wise, to match what they were going to bring, because knowing that they'd lost 10 in a row and what they were going to bring to the table, the emotions and wanting us really bad. We had by hands down the best week of practice, and I think that can be attributed to the seniors because I really feel how your practice week goes is how they set the tone every single day. Hands down the best week of practice we've had, and one of the best week of practices we've had in a long time. And then maybe it was coming off the bye week, we had extra time, the mental, I don't know what it was, but we were sharp, mentally and intensity-wise, and I think we really transferred that over to the field. We didn't, we kind of went ugly. Which is okay. We kind of said that we want to try to get an identity, and that's kind of who we are. We're gonna we're not gonna be flashy. We probably don't have a ton of big plays, but we're gonna grind you and we're gonna hit you in the mouth and we're gonna fight and make some mistakes along the way, but not put our heads down and keep going. And that's been the biggest thing. Not put our heads down, keep fighting. And nice win. With offensively, we left one on the table to that first drive and. Yeah, I was wondering against a big game like that, is that gonna really hurt you? But we continued to do the ball all night and really did a good job there. And then I think defensively we talked about big plays, and we gave up two, and they scored off both of them. But for the most part, we did a pretty good job. We're really close defensively. Obviously we played a really good game against West Central, but those two big plays. One was a play we hadn't seen. Good call by them, great catch, and we just had a missed assignment. The other one, good throw and catch, but we had to make a tackle there. We had two guys that should have been tackling. So we got to finish that off. So we're really close defensively, and I think we'll get there as being, as close to a lockdown as we can be.
Now, as we go on into the season, you're also now starting your junior varsity season. Prior to the varsity matchup on Friday night, you had a good junior varsity victory down in Valentine. I believe the score was 6-0.
Yeah.
I know you're not able to participate in those games, but what kind of a scouting report did you get back?
Well, I think that really everything that we'd worked on, that's another benefit of the bye week, is we met, especially coach-wise, our players a little bit, but coach-wise come back and say, defensively they tried this a little bit against us, so we kind of had an idea that we might see that. But that works both ways too, because we don't really change much differently from our varsity to JV either. So I kind of like when we play the JVs of our varsity opponents the Monday of. It's easy for Valentine because it never changes. That week's going to be stuck until we don't play them again, which hopefully never happens. Hopefully we always have them. Hard to do with the other schedule because the state revamps your schedule over two years, and you never know who you're going to play number one and where they're going to be at. So, I think that helped me a little bit, I think, from an offensive standpoint because what they brought back. But it was a nice win for our JV to go down there, and in another, I think they moved the ball, or they struggled moving the ball the whole game, but defensively played pretty well, and it's good to finally see them get some action too.
So are we seeing some kind of a motto like the Al Davis teams? His is just win, baby. Ours is just win ugly, or
honestly, we don't talk about winning hardly ever. I mean, we talk about getting better, but it hasn't been pretty, but we'll certainly take it. We don't care if it's pretty. We're not getting any bonuses for flash points or anything like that. So we just want to keep playing hard and getting better. And we're still making strides. I think we took a nice step forward against Valentine, but we can still be a lot better. We really can, and so that's what we're working at.
This one is because you fooled me last week on the wrinkle question. Is there a quarterback controversy brewing here?
No, there's not. But it's nice to have that audition, and I don't know. Like once you show that, can you throw it again? The nice thing with a tie a lot of times is we do run that play a lot with them, which is a quick pitch. So teams really need to be aware to stop that. But obviously they're aware, and I don't know if we'll be able to sneak Riley out there again or not. But there's always wrinkles you can add. That one worked. They don't always work. You're probably lucky to get a third of them to work. That was a big one, though. It really put us up 3 scores and probably gave us a little cushion, but we were glad that worked. And then, it's exciting for the kids, too.
Okay, last week you played Valentine. The seniors have a little bit of an edge about the streak. This week it's Mount Vernon Plankington coming to town. Are you sensing some of your assistant coaches have a little bit of an edge getting ready for the head coach coming in?
Yeah, I think it's called the Olsen Bowl. I believe it's been referred to that. Coach Drake actually referred to that too as well. But yeah, that's interesting little dynamics there. I don't think they're sharing much this week, though. They have talked, but yeah, especially when you look at it from our when winners on defense and they're on offense, because it's the two brothers that are really kind of going at each other. And, they know what we do, but I think that our guys know what they do too. So that's a nice little side build up to this game.
Mount Vernon Plankington. We've played them in so many sports over the years. First time that we'll match helmets on the gridiron. Give us a little preview of what to expect.
They're playing pretty well. They're 3-2. They started out a little slow, but would be expected. They come up from 9-man, played Stanley County right out of the start, and I think they're kind of finding their groove a little bit now. Looking at them, the big key for us is we need to keep Jesse Hastings contained. Just a sophomore, but he's the real deal. He's big, physical, 215-pound plus, but fast. He's probably be the fastest guy on the field, but you wouldn't say that looking at his size. Not shifty, but downhill runner. He can move, and he breaks a lot of tackles. So we focused on tackling this week, especially tackling a bigger person, stronger person. Trying to probably take him low and get guys to the ball. Probably most importantly, we got to get people there and not give up extra yards. Rehanik's another big play guy. We got to be careful in open space. So those, when you look at them, they're a run first team, and they option, and they run some true option and lead option. So anytime you play an option team, you have to be very disciplined. So that's been the focus defensively, is everybody doing their job, playing their position versus option, and then understanding where Hastings is at all the time, and we need to get there and make tackles. And obviously that all starts up front. We got to do a good job up front. They're pretty good sized. They're really a pretty young team. They don't have a lot of seniors. They have a lot of sophomores, juniors, and so I think that's probably why they're kind of just starting getting better right now. Defensively, they run a couple different fronts, and we got to be prepared for both this week, trying to understand the differences and how we got to block them. But our game plan offensively is not going to change very much. You talk about adding wrinkles. We've added a couple more plays this year, but they're not this week. But I think they're more plays that we've built on out of our offense, that running plays that we can throw in there. But control line of scrimmage and not turn the ball over. I think that if you look back at Valentine, a couple big things happened that game. Field position was huge because they moved the ball. They actually outgained us, and the two big plays helped that. But they outgained us. But you truly saw the difference of having to go 80 yards or 50. It's huge. So field position's always big, and then we didn't turn it over, and they turned it over twice. Both those things can be very critical. So we got to play clean, and hopefully that's what we bring to the table on Friday.
Big picture, we're halfway through the season. PowerPoint's now becoming point of interest. Right now, your Winter Warriors sitting at probably as the number 2 seed, tied with the most PowerPoints with Sioux Falls Christian. How do you see 11B shaping up? Any surprises yet, or as expected?
Pretty much as expected. I still think that the 3 teams have kind of separated themselves early, and we're trying to close that gap. Maybe we have a little bit. I don't know. You don't know until you see them, and then I think like a McCook is in that second level too. But if you look at the PowerPoints per region, I think it's pretty spread out. The Activity Association, I know that's based on geography, but I think they did move a little bit, and I think it's almost a pretty clear cut, the 1 through 4, and about every one of them right now. Another thing to this game is it's an SDSD conference opponent, and that's an in-season goal for us. So that's another big part of the whole overall scheme that you look at. But every game's really important right now, and we've worked ourselves in a situation where we kind of control our own destiny in terms of our region, and so it's in our hands. We got to just continue to keep playing well and do what we want and do things we should do, and hopefully that means getting better and take care of the teams on our schedule. So yeah, but there are a lot of things. Every game's important, but at this stage where things kind of become a little bit more clear, then you even know probably the importance of everything. So,
Good luck today.
thank you.